This person is your future spouse. Prepare to be shocked. Old Stoic wisdom. Hook, this person is your future spouse. Prepare to be shocked. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about finding the right person, but creating the right relationship. Anonymous. What if the person you're meant to marry has already appeared in your life, maybe as a friend, a stranger, or someone you've completely overlooked? After years of studying human connections and the psychology of love, I've stumbled upon something profound and unexpected. In this video, we'll dive deep into the psychological cues that suggest the person meant to be your soulmate might be closer than you think. Some signs are subtle, others will completely surprise you. But by the end of this journey, you may just discover that you've already encountered the one you're meant to spend forever with, and never even realized it. So, take a moment, breathe, and open your heart, because what I'm about to share could forever change your perspective on love. Section 1. They feel unexplainably familiar. In life, there are moments when you meet someone and it feels as if you've known them for a lifetime. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's an undeniable comfort in their presence, a silent, almost eerie ease that settles deep in your bones. It's like a sigh of relief from your very soul. This is not just some fluke or coincidence. Psychologists call this implicit memory activation, a complex process in which your brain recognizes emotional patterns. But don't get it twisted. It's not about knowing this person from some past life or previous encounter. It's about how they make you feel, safe, seen, and truly understood. They hold familiarity that goes beyond rational explanation. This feeling doesn't always arrive in a dramatic burst of emotion. Sometimes, it's the subtle things that matter most. The calm look in their eyes, the way your conversation flows effortlessly without effort, and the sense that you can be your true self around them. In today's world, where people constantly wear masks and pretend to be something they're not, that kind of comfort is incredibly rare. When you experience it, when your nervous system relaxes with someone almost instantly, don't dismiss it. Don't let that feeling slip away or fade into the background. It's a powerful signal that you might be standing in front of someone destined to be part of your life. In the words of the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, the soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts. This is not just about meeting someone, it's about the emotional resonance, the unspoken connection that can shape your future. To truly grasp what's happening here, understand this. It's rooted in deep human experience, an iron mind's ability to sense what resonates and what doesn't. The old Stoic principles teach us to trust our instincts, to recognize when something, someone, is aligned with who we are at our core. They encourage us to remain vigilant and aware, sharpening our perception to detect truth even when it's hidden beneath layers of doubt and confusion. This deep familiarity isn't an accident. It's an old, primal signal your mind recognizes as true, as real, as what your soul has longed for, even before your conscious mind fully understands it. The ancient Stoics believed in mastering our reactions, honing an inner strength so sharp it could slice through any uncertainty. And when you meet someone who brings that feeling of familiarity, it's a moment that can guide you toward a path you were meant to walk. The beauty of this connection lies in the simplicity and the quiet moments that define it. There's no need to impress or put on a show. With them, you don't need to be anything other than yourself. It's a freedom, one that only those who have mastered their inner world, their iron mind, truly understand. The old Stoic mindset reminds us that the best relationships are built not on performative gestures, but on authentic understanding and a shared silence that speaks volumes. When you meet someone who brings that sense of peace, recognize it. Don't question it or try to rationalize it. Your instincts are whispering truths that are ancient, deep, and powerful. This kind of familiarity is like a rare, precious gem. It doesn't happen every day. Many of us go through life surrounded by distractions, superficial interactions, and fleeting encounters. But when that right person comes into your life, you'll feel it. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us that the most profound connections often appear when you least expect them, and they often arrive with no noise, no grand declaration. Instead, they slip in quietly, like a river flowing through a canyon, slowly but surely carving its way through the rock of your life. As men, we sometimes struggle with acknowledging these deeper emotional patterns. We're often taught to focus on logic, on what we can see and touch, ignoring the subtle currents beneath the surface. But embracing the Stoic approach means trusting not just what we know, but what we feel. When you meet someone who feels familiar, who brings you peace, allow yourself to lean into that feeling. Don't be afraid to recognize it for what it is. That familiar presence could very well be your future spouse, a partner destined to walk beside you for the long road ahead. This connection may not always make sense at first, and it might even contradict some of your old beliefs, but remember that life is constantly evolving, and the old Stoic principles urge us to be open to change, to embrace what is real rather than what we expect. Life's greatest lessons often come in the form of surprising twists, unexpected people who become integral to your journey. As you go through life, stay alert. Pay attention to how you feel around certain people, especially when their presence makes you feel calm and whole, like you've come home after a long journey. This is not an ordinary connection. It's a sign, a signal from your subconscious, a whisper from the depths of your soul, telling you that the person in front of you might just be the one who was meant to share this part of the journey with you. Section 2. Emotional mirror moments. Your future spouse won't just be a source of comfort. They will challenge you in ways that will push you to grow, not by tearing you down, but by reflecting the parts of yourself that you haven't yet healed. This is an emotional mirror, a concept discussed by psychologists that plays a critical role in personal transformation. The right person will, at times, trigger past wounds, not to hurt you, but to help you face them and heal. These triggers will bring to the surface fears you've long buried, insecurities you've overlooked, and emotional scars you've avoided. It might feel uncomfortable, even bewildering at times. You may not understand why it's happening, or why they seem to be stirring up old emotions. But this is not chaos. This is growth in motion. The person who challenges you to confront your deepest fears and insecurities, yet stays patient and compassionate, is doing something incredibly powerful. Instead of fleeing when things get difficult, they remain steadfast, providing a steady foundation for you to process and heal. This process is not always pleasant, but it's essential for deep, lasting transformation. In the context of practical Stoicism, you must realize that this type of love and relationship is not about smooth sailing. It's about embracing the challenges that come your way. The Stoics taught us that our emotional responses are within our control, and that we should welcome difficulty as an opportunity for growth. When your partner triggers discomfort, do not shy away from it. The Stoic rules remind us that true power lies in how we respond to life's challenges, not in avoiding them. When you are triggered, it is an opportunity to confront and understand your own vulnerabilities rather than hiding from them. This is where your partner, as your emotional mirror, plays the role of a guide, not to make your life more difficult, but to help you see where you need to grow. Think of them as someone who has the courage to stay when everything inside of you wants to flee. They hold up a mirror, not just to the best parts of you, but also to the parts that need healing. If you embrace this process, you'll find that the journey leads you to a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. This is the essence of love that stands the test of time. It's about becoming your best self in the presence of someone who is not afraid of your shadows, your pain, or your past. They don't run from it. They walk beside you, encouraging you to confront what needs to be faced. In today's fast-paced world, many people look for relationships that are easy, comfortable, and free from conflict. But if you only seek comfort, you will miss the opportunity to truly grow. The love that lasts isn't the one without conflict. It's the one that can endure through it. This is the kind of love that creates emotional depth. You don't just love each other when things are easy. You love each other when things get real. When the challenges of life bring up emotions you didn't even know existed. The modern world often teaches us to avoid discomfort, but true strength lies in facing it. Practical Stoicism tells us that discomfort is a natural part of life, and it is something that can be used to our advantage. Just as a sculptor shapes a statue by chiseling away at stone, our relationships often shape us by forcing us to confront the parts of ourselves we would rather ignore. If your future spouse is willing to be the mirror, to stand with you as you face these uncomfortable truths, then you are not just in a relationship. You are in the process of becoming the best version of yourself. And that, my friend, is the foundation of love that is not only deep, but lasting. If you want a love that challenges you to grow, not just a comfortable relationship, comment this right now. I embrace growth through discomfort. True love is forged in the fire of life's trials. Section 3. The silence that speaks. The most powerful force in life often lies not in the words spoken, but in the silence shared. It's not about filling every moment with chatter or restless noise. No, true power lies in the moments when you're so connected with someone that silence becomes its own language, more profound, more intimate, more meaningful than any words could convey. This kind of connection is not common. It's the rare bond where your very presence with someone creates a harmony between two souls. This is emotional resonance, your nervous systems operating in perfect sync, in complete alignment. There's no need for pretense, no uncomfortable tension or anxious distractions. There's just you, them, and a space where you can simply exist together without fear or doubt. To sit in silence with someone, to feel at peace in their presence without uttering a single word. That is the true power of connection. In a world that never stops screaming for attention, for constant validation, for more noise, the person who can sit quietly beside you and make you feel like everything is right in the world, that's someone who's worth everything. Silence in the right company is never empty. It's an unspoken understanding, a shared presence that speaks louder than any declaration of love ever could. It's the foundation of something much deeper than fleeting moments. It's what endures. In the paths of wisdom, the words of Epictetus and Stoicism echo. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master. It's about the ability to be still, to know that true power comes not from doing, but from being. Don't just look for someone who fills your life with noise. Find the one who sits with you in the quiet, who shares that calm space. You've been searching for this calm, this presence, and you finally found it. Don't let it slip away. The silence that speaks, the shared peace, is the sign you've been waiting for. This is your future spouse. Embrace it. This is your path to wisdom, your victory in the silent understanding between two people who truly resonate with each other. So remember this. The silence that speaks, the shared quiet moments, is your foundation. In the relentless noise of the world, there's nothing more powerful. Nothing. Find it. Hold on to it. Be ready to act when it's in front of you. Section 4. Timings that feel meant to be. In life, timing holds a profound power, one that we often fail to grasp until it's too late. The person meant to be your life partner may not always enter your life as a stranger, but rather as someone who has been there all along, waiting for the right moment. Maybe you crossed paths once and it didn't work out, or perhaps you've known them for years. Regardless of the specifics, what truly matters is the shift in timing, the shift in you. You are no longer the person you were when you first met. As you evolve, as you grow into your own self-worth, you start to see things in a different light. The person you once overlooked, the person you dismissed, now shines with a new sense of possibility. The Old Stoic wisdom speaks to this. We do not choose our circumstances, but we can choose how we respond to them. This is where the concept of an iron mind comes into play. When we are emotionally unavailable, when our hearts are closed off due to past wounds or unresolved pain, we simply can't recognize what is right for us. This is a fundamental Stoic principle, acceptance of where you are in life, without judgment, without expectation, allows you to see the world through a clearer lens. In our emotional blind spots, we miss opportunities and we miss people. But when your heart begins to heal, when you finally understand your worth, that's when everything aligns. When you embrace the core of your being, when you come to understand the value you bring to the table, that's when the universe, or whatever you believe in, shifts in your favor. Timing ceases to be random. You no longer view the event as a coincidence, but as a sign, one that has been there all along, only waiting for you to catch up to it. That moment you feel is destined, that is the hand of timing at work. Let me make it clear. This isn't about waiting for fate to randomly drop someone into your life. This is about preparing yourself mentally and emotionally. This is about cultivating the iron mind that the Stoics spoke of, where your focus is unwavering and your clarity is sharp. You have to make sure that you are in the right space to recognize the opportunities, the connections, and yes, the people who may be right for you. It's not just about meeting someone. It's about meeting someone when you are truly ready, when you have done the work, when you've looked inward and healed the parts of yourself that need healing. We live in a world that often feels like a chaotic storm, full of distractions, noise, and clamour. And in that noise, we often miss the subtle signals of the universe, the quiet nudges that guide us toward what we truly need. This is where Stoic principles are incredibly powerful. They teach us to listen, to observe, to live with purpose and mindfulness, and not to allow the world around us to dictate our path. The obstacle is the way, said Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic minds. What this means is that you must face the difficulties in life, not shy away from them, for they are often the very challenges that bring you closer to what is meant for you. Your partner may have been right in front of you, but it took your own growth and understanding for you to see them with clarity. This doesn't mean that life is about waiting around for things to magically align. Far from it. It's about embracing the fact that we are not passive recipients of life's gifts. We are active participants. You must do the inner work. You must learn, adapt, and grow from each experience. As the Stoics taught, you must master your emotions and understand that the external world cannot control you unless you let it. It's only when you develop that emotional fortitude, that iron mind, that you are ready to truly see the person who has always been right for you, even if they have been there all along. Don't wait for life to hand you an answer. Take action. Reflect on your own journey and where you've been. Recognize the moments of growth, the times you've learned to be stronger, wiser, and more self-aware. Embrace the opportunity to live with intention and understand that your life's partner will come to you when you are fully in tune with who you are. If your heart is open, if your mind is clear, then the universe will present the right person at the right time. Timing is everything. And when the moment is right, you'll see that it was never about chance. It was always about purpose. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Section 5. Deep empathy without effort. In the pursuit of genuine connection, there's a rare, almost sacred form of understanding that transcends words, one that can only be grasped when someone truly senses your emotions without needing any explanation. Think about it. A person who notices the subtle shifts in your mood, reads the tension in your voice, or feels the sadness hiding behind your smile. This level of understanding is not a mere coincidence or a skill learned through superficial observation. It's emotional empathy, but not just any empathy. It's the deepest, most powerful form, rooted in a bond that speaks without words. This kind of profound empathy stems from a deep, almost instinctive attunement between two people, a nervous system so in sync that they can feel what you're feeling without being told. It's as if their heart has learned your language, even if they've never heard your story in full. And this is where practical stoicism comes into play. The ability to feel, yet not let it overwhelm you. In today's world, where emotional turmoil often runs rampant, the person who understands you in this way brings a sense of calm, of stability, and of grounding. It's not about having the right words to say. It's about the silence they hold, the way they just are with you, without forcing any expectations or judgments. In relationships, especially as we age, We begin to crave this depth of emotional exchange. The Stoic rules of emotional control and perspective come into focus here. Learning to listen without speaking, to feel deeply without becoming consumed by the feeling. This ability to meet silence with softness, to create a space where raw emotions can be expressed freely, without fear of judgment, is no ordinary bond. It's a connection that touches your soul. This is the foundation of a lasting partnership, the kind of love where true empathy exists not because you've asked for it, but because the other person has attuned themselves so completely to your energy that they can hold space for you unconditionally. This type of relationship requires practice in self-awareness, a skill grounded in Stoic principles, and a mutual understanding that words are not always necessary when two people are in harmony. So don't just look for someone who can talk a good game. Look for someone who can understand you in silence. Seek out that person who reads your emotions, even when you haven't said a word, and recognize the rare, powerful connection when it shows up. Trust that this kind of deep empathy is what will lead to a fulfilling and lasting partnership. Section 6. They challenge your limits, not your worth. Real love doesn't just leave you unchanged. It demands more, pushes further, and challenges deeper. The person destined to walk beside you in life won't always agree with your every thought or action, but they'll see things in you that you might not even see in yourself. They won't just accept you for who you are. They'll inspire you to become who you're capable of being. This is not an attempt to diminish you, but rather a call to rise. A true partner doesn't tear you down. They build you up. They stretch you, but they don't break you. They see the path of wisdom ahead of you, and they know that your true potential lies beyond your comfort zone. When they challenge your thinking, it's not about questioning your worth, it's about demanding more from you because they know you're more than you're showing. Like Epictetus, who taught that we are not disturbed by things, but by the views we take of them, a person meant for you will challenge your views, pushing you to see the world and yourself through a new lens. They won't demand perfection from you, but they will call out your limitations. They will not judge, but gently point out where you've been self-sabotaging, and they'll help you rise above it. This is growth, and it's rooted in mutual respect, rooted in the recognition that both of you are on paths of wisdom, evolving together. Your partnership will be built on this foundation: challenge, growth, and support. It's not about fixing each other, it's about improving together, constantly stretching the limits of what you can achieve. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Real love pushes you, forces you to confront the obstacles within yourself, and then helps you overcome them. It's this partnership that transforms you into the best version of yourself. And this is how you win. This is how Stoicism wins. You don't remain static in love. You grow and you evolve. You rise to meet each challenge. Your partner will be the one by your side, pushing you forward, never questioning your worth, but always pushing you to stretch your limits. This is true partnership. If you found this, don't settle for anything less. Don't let fear hold you back from embracing this growth-based connection. You have to be ready to walk this path together, because in the end, this is what will define your life. The person who will challenge you but never diminish you is the person you should never let go. They don't need to fix you. They just need to stand with you as you rise. And when you rise, you win. If you're still here, you're ready to rise beyond your limits. Real love isn't about staying the same. It's about evolving and becoming the best version of yourself. The person meant for you will challenge your boundaries and help you grow. They won't tear you down. They'll lift you higher. Comment below. I am ready to rise and evolve with my true partner. Let's build this community of growth together. Section 7. The unexpected calm. We grow up thinking love is supposed to feel like fireworks, intense, dramatic, overwhelming. However, true love, the kind that endures the test of time, is far from that illusion. It doesn't arrive with fireworks. Instead, it emerges quietly, like the first light of a serene sunrise, slow, steady, and peaceful. When you meet the person you're truly meant to be with, don't expect dramatic sparks or heart-stopping moments. Often, it comes as a calm, unassuming presence, a love that doesn't make you anxious or stir up emotional turbulence. Instead, it brings with it a sense of inner peace, an overwhelming stillness that feels more like home than the chaos you might have once mistaken for passion. This is a true sign of a regulated nervous system, something that, in the words of the Old Stoics, represents emotional mastery. The Stoic principles of control and self-discipline guide us toward understanding that real love doesn't need to excite or overwhelm us. It doesn't provoke anxiety, it soothes it. In fact, the peace you feel with someone, the ease that settles over you, is precisely what true love feels like. Think about it. If you've ever met someone and felt an instant, deep sense of calm, like your soul could finally exhale after years of running, this may very well be the moment your life changes. That deep, unshakable calm is not something to overlook. It's often the sign that you found your partner for life. It's a natural reflection of someone who fits perfectly with you, like two halves that have been waiting for each other to finally come together. Don't mistake calm for boredom or indifference. True, lasting love is a stillness that provides comfort, not a desperate need for validation or excitement. This is what the Old Stoics would describe as an iron mind, a mind that understands and embraces the quiet, steady rhythms of life, rather than seeking constant stimulation. In the realm of relationships, this kind of calm signifies something greater than temporary infatuation. It signifies depth, trust, and the kind of partnership that only strengthens over time. Embrace it. Realize that love, in its deepest form, isn't a wild ride. It's the foundation of something more enduring, more powerful. As the Stoics would remind us, he who is brave is free. It is in the freedom of peace that we find the courage to love fully, to commit, and to build something that lasts. So, if you've experienced that profound calm with someone, understand it for what it is. It might just be the beginning of forever. Don't let fleeting emotions or fleeting excitement cloud your judgment. Trust the peace. Trust the process. Share your thoughts in the comments section below and let us know. Has this calm ever shown up for you in a relationship? And how did it change the course of your life? The twist ending. You've already met them. There's a truth lurking beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. Your future spouse, the one you've been searching for, is not a stranger. In fact, you might have already met them. This might come as a surprise, but it's time to face the reality. The person you're destined to build your life with might have been standing right in front of you for a while now. Perhaps they're a friend, someone you've never considered beyond the realm of casual camaraderie. Or maybe they're a colleague, someone you've shared countless laughs with, but never took the time to understand deeply. It could even be someone you pushed aside because the timing just didn't feel right. But the truth is, the love often works in mysterious ways, and it doesn't always come crashing in like a lightning bolt. Sometimes it arrives quietly, almost imperceptibly, until one day you wake up to realize it was always there. When you pause and reflect on the feelings you've experienced, the deep, quiet familiarity that settles in when you're with them, the empathy they show, the calmness they exude in moments of chaos, it may become clear. The person you're meant to be with has always been closer than you ever imagined. Love doesn't always announce itself with fireworks. It doesn't always make grand gestures or demands. It waits patiently and persistently until you're ready to see it for what it truly is. And perhaps, just maybe, now is that moment for you to recognize it. This concept isn't just some whimsical idea, it's rooted in practical Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that encourages us to embrace the present moment and look inward before seeking external answers. The Stoic rules remind us that we already possess everything we need to understand our life's path. We just need to open our eyes to the signs that have been there all along. Often, the answers we seek don't require us to search far and wide, but to pay attention to the subtle hints that surround us, every day. Those quiet feelings of comfort, trust, and understanding that you feel with certain people, that's the whisper of love you've been waiting for. Ask yourself, who came to mind while you listened to this? Who was the first person who popped into your head when this idea was shared? That person could very well be the one. And just like that, the realization could change everything. But don't rush to dismiss it. Don't let the noise of daily life distract you from what your heart is quietly telling you. The world today is filled with distractions and false signals, making it harder than ever to hear the soft, persistent call of love. Yet if you felt that flicker of recognition, that connection you've never fully understood, it's time to lean in and pay attention. Modern life has conditioned us to believe that love must come in grand, cinematic moments, like a grand gesture, a life-changing revelation, or an explosive encounter. But in truth, love often works in the opposite way. It hides in plain sight. It grows in the small, quiet moments where you feel completely at ease with someone. It doesn't need validation from others or the world. It simply needs space to flourish. If this video stirred something deep within you, if you thought of someone whose name or face came to mind, don't dismiss it. This could be the universe guiding you toward the realization you've been avoiding. Sometimes, love begins in silence, through a knowing glance, an unspoken bond, or a quiet moment shared over a cup of coffee. These are the moments that, over time, weave the fabric of something far greater than we often realize. The beauty of Stoic wisdom lies in its simplicity. It encourages you to be present, to pay attention to what's in front of you, and to recognize the signs that the universe is subtly giving you. It teaches us that the most meaningful relationships aren't always the ones that demand our attention, but the ones that patiently wait for us to notice them. The person you're meant to spend your life with may not be the one you were seeking out loud. It may be the person who's been quietly standing by your side, waiting for you to recognize the love that's been growing between you. So take a moment. Think back. Who is it that came to mind as you listened? Trust in the process, trust in your heart, and remember that love, real love, doesn't demand a grand entrance. It simply asks for your attention. You must recognize it when it appears, and if you do, it will unfold in ways you can't yet comprehend. Let go of the idea that love must be loud or dramatic. Instead, let it come to you in its own time, quietly and persistently. The greatest love stories often begin with quiet moments, and perhaps yours is one of them. In this world, filled with noise and constant movement, the greatest challenge is not finding love, but recognizing it when it quietly enters your life. The practical stoicism we must embrace encourages us to listen to our inner voice, to the gentle pull we feel towards certain people, and to understand that the love we seek might just be right under our noses, waiting for us to notice. When you embrace this truth, you'll find that the path to your true partner is simpler than you've ever imagined. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I truly hope the insights I shared have resonated with you and given you something to reflect on, perhaps even sparked a shift in how you see love and relationships. If today's content spoke to your heart, I'd love for you to show some love by liking this video, sharing it with someone who might need a bit of encouragement, and subscribing to the channel for more psychology-backed secrets and personal insights on love, relationships, and the beautiful complexities of human connection. But before you go, I want you to pause for just a moment and really absorb the key message of today's video. Love is often closer than we realize. It's easy to think we have to search endlessly, to look far and wide, but sometimes love finds us when we're least expecting it. Maybe, just maybe, while you were watching, someone special came to mind. Maybe there's been a subtle feeling or a spark that you've been ignoring, but deep down, you felt it. That is no coincidence. I want you to trust that feeling. It can be easy to dismiss these moments, to chalk them up to coincidence or wishful thinking. But trust me, those feelings are often the universe's way of nudging you towards something significant. Maybe you've been thinking about your future spouse without even realizing it. Maybe the universe is sending you signs in ways you don't fully understand yet, but the important thing is you're open to receiving them. And that's the first step. I know that love can sometimes feel elusive, like something we have to chase down and fight for. It can seem like we're constantly searching, constantly wondering if we'll ever meet the one who truly understands us. But what if I told you that the love you're seeking might already be in your life, or perhaps just around the corner? Sometimes it's not about running toward love, it's about learning how to open your heart to it. You don't have to go on a long, exhausting search. The right person might be closer than you think. So here's my sincere advice to you. Start trusting the process. If someone crossed your mind today, or you felt a pull toward a relationship that's been lingering in your heart, don't ignore it. Don't let fear or doubt get in the way of something beautiful. Open yourself up to the possibility that this moment is part of your love story, and sometimes the first step toward forever starts with something as simple as paying attention to the subtle signs around you. Remember, love is not a destination, it's a journey. And while that journey may have twists and turns, highs and lows, it's important to embrace every part of it. Every lesson, every experience is shaping you into the person who is ready for the love you've always dreamed of. You are worthy of love, and you are deserving of a connection that honors who you are. So, I want to leave you with this. Trust in your own heart. Trust that love will find you when you're ready to see it, and trust that you are worthy of the kind of love that lasts. You are already closer to it than you think. And when the time comes, you'll be ready to welcome it with open arms. I'd love to hear your thoughts, reflections, or even personal stories about love. Please, leave a comment below. Whether it's something you've been thinking about, a question you've had, or a moment where you've seen these signs in your own life. Let's continue this conversation together. You're not alone in this journey. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love isn't something you need to chase. It's something that will come to you when you least expect it. Keep your heart open, and I promise you, the love you've been waiting for is already closer than you think. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and until then, remember, you are deserving of the most beautiful, fulfilling love. Stay open, stay patient, and keep believing in your heart's ability to find the right person. Until next time, take care and be well.